Alright, we're gonna try this again. I was doing a video, I did a video a minute ago on the Panasonic gx85, and my dog was aggravating the rabbit, so I had to shut it off and we're gonna start again. Anyways, here's Panasonic gx85 micro 4/3 camera. I'm actually filming on an Olympus micro 4/3 camera. Both of them I use today just to compare the difference in the right now I've actually got the lens is a 7.5mm Samyang for micro 4/3 equals 15mm equivalent in full frame or 35mm film camera. Not sure if I'm going to keep that lens. I'm considering that one and a 12mm Samyang, so right now I'm just not really sure. I like this lens that's on here. It is a fisheye lens where the 12mm is not, but I'm actually enjoying this lens here, and it's just about $50 cheaper on sale than the 12mm on sale, so that's the difference. Anyways, there's a lot of features on this gx85. The first thing I want to show you is the fact of the size of it. So micro 4/3 got its start because it was small. My first micro 4/3 camera was a Pen EPL1 that was very small, and I really enjoyed it. I sent it overseas. They're enjoying it to this day, and I think that come out in like 2009 maybe, something like that. They actually made their first commercial, Olympus did, using that EPL1. It was the EPL1. Right now I got an EPL5 and then the OMD EM5 that this is being filmed on right now. So to compare this, I have a Canon GX9 or G9X, very tiny pocketable camera, 1-inch sensor on this one, which is smaller than the micro 4/3. I took this to Japan. Actually, it was my primary camera. It's got a 28 to 84 focal length on this. It's a built-in lens. Like this camera a whole lot. It does not have an articulating screen or a flip-out screen whatsoever. It has none of that. It actually has a flat screen on the back. I've got the video recording attachment that goes onto the back here. If you want to hold it up close, it'll be like a 2x zoom, but you can see the back of your lens real good. But anyways, this is a nice camera. It takes good video, no image stabilization, only has inboard microphone, which I'm totally used to. The OMD does have a microphone jack, which I use occasionally, but I've never put like a Rode mic on there. It does have a hot shoe on top, which I could plug into the side. I've never used one yet, so far I don't feel like I need to. And this is nothing for professional video. Anyways, it's all for, you know, my family, and it's basically for my pleasure when I go on trips and to other countries and whatnot. The Fuji, just want to show you the difference in size, or the similarity in size between the gx85 and the Fuji. If you look at them, they're about the same depth. They are approximately the same height, and they're also approximately the same width, with the Panasonic being almost no narrower, so it's almost exactly the same size. The weight on the Panasonic as opposed to the Fujifilm, this is an XE2S. My son's got an XE1. The XE3 I'm assuming is the same size or very similar. The weight is very similar. Now this has a heavier lens on the Fuji, so it is a little heavier right now. But I'm sure if I swap lenses, which you can't because of the lens mount, but if I did, I'm sure that the Fuji would probably weigh the same as the Panasonic. So that tells you that the internal components are quite well built. These are both very robust cameras. Panasonic, I believe, is all plastic. From what I can tell, this seems to be completely a plastic body on the outside. Is that bad as opposed to the magnesium body Fuji or the magnesium body Canon or the magnesium body Olympus? No, not at all. I don't see any problem with it at all. Probably if you dropped this Panasonic, it would you know, be just as strong as the other ones. If it, anyways, we'll get off that subject. This is the Pentax. It's either got a metal frame inside the outer shell, which is also a polymer shell, and it's a pretty robust camera. It, in comparison to the size of the Panasonic, is again about the same thickness. It's a little bit thicker. It does have the grip on the front, so that makes the camera bigger, but the width is about the same. The weight, very similar. These both have smallish lenses on them, so this is a pancake lens, so not a lot of weight added from the glass on the front of this here. The Pentax is a APS-C, the Fuji is APS-C, the Panasonic is micro four thirds, and the Olympus that's filming this is micro four thirds. By the way, the aperture is set at 3.5 on the Samyang, and it's almost dark outside, so, and there's no additional lighting in here, just to let you know. So micro four thirds in low light is very good. This Canon is actually very good, and it's got a 1-inch sensor. Both of these APS-Cs are pretty good compared to what I started with. So anyways, I really like this Panasonic here. It's got like for instance this function button on the back goes straight into the movie mode. So I want to set my movie recording settings. I can just simply press this FN button. This is FN2, I believe, button, and it goes straight into the movie record settings here. And it's got another one that's 4K picture mode right here on the back. Another function button. Another function button right here. It says post focus. So that focus is different lengths, focusing depths or lengths. It'll focus before you actually snap the picture. So, and that's something I haven't tried yet today. But on the top, well, of course, you've got your dials on the back here, and that, let's say, for instance, it goes yes, no, yes, no. It's got the other dial on top. It does the same thing. So these have different functions here. And this one here, you can push it in and then rotate it. It does different functions. Like, for instance, I'm pushing this in right now, and I believe it's going through my exposure right here. So this is like an exposure ring. So push it in. I can adjust my exposure plus or minus 5. That's a lot. So I haven't done a lot of reading about this camera. I've watched some videos on YouTube. Most of the complaints on this GX85 is the fact that it's got built-in microphones, as does the Canon, as does the Fuji, as does the Pentax, as does the Olympus, but there's no external microphone jack on the Panasonic or the Canon. Let me look on the Fuji. I forgot already because I don't use one. No, looks like there's one on the Fuji here. Yeah, that's right. It's 2.5mm jack output or input. That was the problem with that. And then the Pentax, I'm certain it has one. Yes, it has one right here. So the Pentax does too. So either way, I've got a couple cameras. I've got 3 with microphone inputs if I have to have them. 2 APS-C, 1 micro four thirds, and I've got 2 without. The audio on this Panasonic, to me, is outstanding. It's exceptionally well. I'm going to take this hot shoe cover here, and I'm going to glue a piece of plastic on right on top of it so I can simply slide it in here, and it's going to cup the microphone. So that will give me direct frontal direction microphone where I can be heard. So that, and on the, I'm also going to get another one where I flip it around and it will face the rear so that I can be heard from the rear or the front. So anyways, this is my little review. I'm sorry about, it's almost dark. Hopefully you can see me, but it seems like it's a great camera. I really enjoy it. Oh, by the way, the EVF is on the left, exactly the same place as my Fuji. I really like that a lot because your nose never touches the touch screen, which this does have a touch screen in the back. So the screen flips up this far and it flips down just this far. I've seen a hack online where the guy could get this almost to flip all the way around so you can do selfies. I'm not going to try it. I've got another contraption I came up with it's a blind spot mirror on a bracket that I made. Sticks out about this far, comes up. I can see myself in the front, so I can see if I'm in focus, or mostly if I'm in frame. And it works really well on the Canon. I've already tried it, so haven't tried it on the Panasonic yet, but I will soon. Anyways, thank you for watching gx85. Haven't tried any of the video enough to let you know how it is. So far so good, but I haven't tried any 4K yet. So, and the pictures are superb. So appreciate you taking the time to watch.